We don't compete up there because we simply concede too many goals. And that is not something I only look at our defense, because that's something we do with 11 players together. And yeah, it definitely also has to do with if you change quite a lot during the summer. I think it's not a surprise that it can go a bit like this, but I didn't expect it to go.
Liverpool didn't fall in a single moment. It slipped. And the scariest part? For a while, nobody noticed. The badge, the noise, the history, it covered the cracks. Summer 2023 was the warning shot. The captain, Jordan Henderson, gone. Fabinho, gone. Firmino, gone. A spine ripped out in weeks. Liverpool tried to patch it with fresh legs, McAllister, Szoboszlai, but the real hole was deeper. The one position that keeps Klopp's whole machine alive. They chased Caicedo. They chased Lavia. Both said no. And suddenly, the rebuild wasn't planned. It was improvised. Off the pitch, the old brains were fading too. Michael Edwards had already left, Ian Graham had followed, and even FSG were quietly testing the market for investors while senior executives stepped back. The club was changing, whether anyone liked it or not. Then the season starts, and for a while, it's almost cruel. Liverpool look alive again. They're top of the league, daring everyone to believe. Anfield starts to feel like Anfield. And then, January 26, 2024. Klopp sits down, looks straight into the camera and says he's leaving at the end of the season. Not because he's been forced out, not because he's lost the dressing room, because he's tired, because he can't keep doing it again and again and again. The man who rebuilt Liverpool admits the tank is finally empty.
Of course we'll be missed, so it was shock, like I think everyone, to the news. So I felt when I'm in the news a part of Man City will lose something. We cannot define our period here together without him. We cannot define our period without Liverpool. It's impossible. Have been our bigger rival. Personally, have been the best rival I ever had in my life.
Just a complete surprise to all of us as players. It was one that we didn't see coming. You know, you never do, especially when things are going so well. We were flying. We're up and around top of the league. We're fighting on all four fronts at that point for every trophy we could. So you expect just the good times to keep coming and coming and coming. And then when he tells us the news and his decision, you've got to respect it. Obviously, it was one that no player wanted to hear.
For a moment, the announcement feels like fuel. Liverpool win the League Cup. They push forward like a team trying to write a fairy tale ending. But football doesn't do fairy tales. It does pressure. March 17 at Old Trafford, the FA Cup quarter-final turns into a nightmare. Liverpool lead, then they don't. They're seconds away, then they're not. A late equaliser, a late winner, and suddenly the dream is dead on the floor. Then Europe. Atalanta walk into Anfield and smash Liverpool 3-0. Not squeak past them, not steal it, smash them. One leg, and the story flips from farewell tour to what is happening. And the moment that really hurts? April 24th. At Goodison Park. Everton at home beat Liverpool 2-0 for the first time in 14 years. The title hope doesn't just wobble, it dies. Klopp apologises. Van Dijk talks about fight, and you can feel it. The season is draining out of their hands. There were reasons. Injuries. Salah's hamstring after AFCON. Jota's stops and starts. Legs heavy, minds rushed, chances missed. Liverpool finish third, and Klopp leaves with a League Cup and a goodbye speech that feels like both love letter and warning.
It doesn't feel like an end. It just feels like the start. That's one part. That's one part of development. That's what you need, obviously.
Then comes Arne Slot. No big summer overhaul. No headline signing to calm the nerves. Just a new voice, trying to keep an old standard alive. And somehow, Liverpool win the league in 2024-25. 22 wins in the first 30. One loss. Salah and Van Dijk extend. It feels impossible, like the club has cheated the usual post-legend collapse. The message becomes, maybe Liverpool are different. Maybe they've cracked the code. So they go big. Summer 2025, record spending, big names, big fees, a statement window that screams dynasty. New faces, new expectations, new pressure. But football punishes thin margins. Because then 2025 arrives with a different kind of shock. Injuries pile up, especially in defence, confidence shatters, results turn ugly. Nottingham Forest win 3-0 at Anfield, Palace do it too in the Cup, PSV stroll into a European night and leave with a 4-1, while fans file out early in silence.
That was really hard to watch for all of us because not only we were already 3-1 behind, but we weren't. But we also even conceded the 4-1, and that is a scoreline which I think no one would have expected at halftime.
And suddenly the champions are mid-table, losing 9 of 12, staring at a run so bad it drags up ghosts from 1953-54.
Losing 4 league games in a row for Brentford would be a disaster. For any promoted team, you'd be looking at each other and think we can't lose 4 on the bounce. To see the champions lose 4 games in a row in the Premier League with the expenditure in the summer, I think we're in crisis time for Liverpool right now, in terms of, there'll be a lot of serious questions getting asked in the dressing room, the manager and the coaching staff, and also the people above the manager and the players as well. When they look at what they've actually spent, the players they've gone out and get, they'll be expecting a lot more.
That's the untold story. Liverpool didn't just have a bad season, they lived 2 extremes: the end of a legend, the rise of a new one, and then a collapse so brutal it woke up 70-year-old nightmares. Because in football, history doesn't care about your intentions. It only remembers what you became when the pressure arrived.
I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very disappointed, to be fair. I have done so much for this club. Everybody can see that during the years, and especially last season. Sitting on the bench, I don't know why. Seems like the club is throwing me under the bus. That's how I feel it. I think that it's very clear that someone wants me to get all the blame. The club promised me in the summer for a lot of promises and nothing. So far, I'm in the bench 3 games, so I can't say that they keep the promise.